One of our clients has asked us to prepare a piece of work about emotional intelligence, and there are a couple of specific areas we need to be looking at. That's part of the discussion process with the discuss, design, deliver. So I'm now into the design bit. So what informs that? Well, I like to think about how I want people to feel at the end of the program, and that's what this clip is about. Now, we could have gone a long way, I suppose, into what skills we want them to acquire, what knowledge we want them to have, what approaches that they might want to take. And I agree that all of that is absolutely critical. But I like to think of people acquiring that from the basis of feeling good about what it is they're doing anyway. So that's what this program is about. I do hope you enjoy it. Please feel free to get in touch with us if there is anything you'd like to explore. Okay, thanks. Let's have a look.
Okay, so here's our canvas. Let's see what we can build up onto this, shall we? I think it's really important that I emphasise that this is about it's about feelings. I'm not including in here skills, knowledge, beliefs, attitudes. What I'm looking at is how, having been through, participated in the program, people feel about taking some of the ideas forward. And if we can get that right, I feel the rest follow on quite naturally. And so when we're talking about enrichment, I think it's very fair that people ask, well, what do you mean, enriched how? Let's be pretty low-faluting about this. For me, enrichment is that you have something at the end of the process that you didn't have at the beginning, and you might not have necessarily been expected to pick it up on the way through. It should be something that fires your interest, your passion, your curiosity. And in the case of emotional intelligence, it's something that maybe helps you to understand better what it is that excites you to navigate some new waters, and also to have something of an insight into the difference that you can make to other people's view of their world and how they live it by sharing your passion, your commitment, your sensitivities, your ideas with them. So that gives me a pretty good feel for what enrichment should look, feel, sound like. I often think when we're talking about issues like this, what would the polar opposite of it be? I would like them to feel paralysed with indifference. No, I actually wouldn't. I want participants to feel a sense of excitement, a sense of adventure, a sense of application that's meaningful to them. I'd like them to be ready to go out and give it a go, and in fact I'd like to be holding them back a little bit rather than trying to encourage people, oh, go on, you can do it, it has got relevance. Honestly, I promise you, what I'd like to see is people saying, I can see the value of this, I can feel the value of this, I might be a little bit raw in trying it out, and you know what, that's okay. That shouldn't get in the way of excitement. So we can see how this is building now, can't we? Some enrichment and some excitement. It's a good looking combination. So the sense of affirmation that you've participated in the program, and that your views have been heard, that we've had some positive dialogue out of this, and that it's actually that feeling of leaving, I'm okay, you're okay, we're okay, let's give it a go and see if we can use that kind of that very positive affirmation as a way of turbocharging your excitement and your enrichment, because we know that what we really like to believe is that we are doing the right thing for the right reasons, and that's got a payoff beyond the immediate. It's got a developmental potential. It makes things better in a wider landscape than the one we're dealing with right now. This is all about energy, isn't it? And what I also want people to feel is this sense of positive anticipation. I'm looking forward to applying the stuff we've been doing today and that we've followed up in the one-to-one sessions. I want to get on with that. I can see that there's a benefit to it, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be exciting. I think it might be a little bit scary, but I'm certainly looking forward to it, and I will know far more having applied it than I do now, just as it stands, because it's been conversational. What I haven't done yet is really put my hand on the tools and to see if I can make them work. So I want people to have that kind of, I am really looking forward to giving this a go, and I'm going to do something about it pretty quickly. we need that sense of challenge, don't we? It's a sort of principle of coaching in one or two areas, about working with someone and developing them and giving them something that is just hard enough to stretch them and to make them have a sense of achievement, to give them that sense of achievement, but not so challenging that it makes the task itself or the process seem so difficult that it's hardly worth beginning. I do want people to feel challenged. I do want them to feel that, I'm getting to grips with some new knowledge, some new techniques, some new understanding, some new views and some new approaches. I want them to feel that challenge, but I want them to feel that challenge is something that they can respond to, and it's something that they'll be able to deliver on. So the final feelings I'd like people to have, I'd like them to feel supported. I'd like them to feel supported by their peers. I'd like them to feel supported by me. I'd like them to feel supported by their organisation. Myself and the organisation come together when we're planning the event, when we're thinking about what we wanted to contain. And then post-event, I've already alluded to this, we put in place some one-to-one follow-up sessions. They can be one-to-one if that's the agreed way forward. I'm not averse to having a couple of people come along at the same time. My view is here that we make it as robustly flexible as it needs to be to deliver, so that people feel that they've had a level of support that matches the level of the journey I'm asking them to take. I really cannot emphasise enough that change can't be done with a one-off session and off you go and let's see how it works, and if it doesn't, well, there you go, you must have got it wrong. Change, I think, can only work when we've got an idea about what it is we want people to do, what we'd like them to feel in terms of an outcome. We give them the things to do, the tasks to do, and we also make it very clear the amount of support and guidance that we're going to give them going through that. It's a moving feast, and as people become more proficient, the nature of that support changes, but it's my view that it has to be there, and that is something that we guarantee as part of our package.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you've got a feel for how we might be able to work together here. Always, the discussion phase of discuss, design, deliver is where the bulk of the work is done. That's really about making sure that we've got something that we can contribute to your development that is fitting and matching your needs and taking your team in the direction you want them to go. So please feel free to get in touch. Just if you like a further discussion about what we do, that's fine. We can always set some time aside. In the meantime, take care, everybody, in these somewhat challenging times, and I do look forward to hearing from you. Now.